Up, childrens? Old man back shouting at clouds once again. Um, yeah, I'm not going to a Brewer game or anything. I'm just enjoying basking in the afterglow of the Major League Baseball season where the Brewers did not have a second half of the season collapse and are the National League Central champions. And I'm enjoying the afterglow of that while I can, because the postseason's going to start here. Generally, not a good time for Brewer fans. We've had a lot of early exits. We've had a lot of painful exits. So I just want to enjoy the moment while I can. And it's been hard to enjoy the football season so far. So, at any rate, not what we came here for, but I figured I'd address the elephant in the room here, head to toe Brewer gear. So anyway, what did I come here to talk about today? Today's topic is the importance of dealing with criticism. And this one kind of was born in my mind this weekend as we faced some adversity and got an opportunity to receive some criticism and didn't go well. And that is, again, like so many of my other videos, this is not unique to kids, but your ability to learn how to take criticism productively will, if you get good at it, it will help you be much more successful in life and in dealing with other people. And if you don't get good at it, it can really limit you. Now, for full disclosure, I don't think most people are particularly good at receiving criticism. It's not natural, right? Like, I don't think most people have this innate ability to just take it when they're being criticized. And how you are, the way criticism is often dished out is not, it doesn't lend itself well to people taking it well. That was kind of a weird way of saying it, but the way criticism's often dished out, like it's kind of a person lecturing you or, telling you how you screwed something up, which, if you have a reasonable amount of self-awareness, oftentimes you're aware you screwed up and you feel like they're just kind of piling on you when you need it the least. You're like, yeah, I get it. I know. I messed up. I don't need to hear about it. But the reality is, yeah, you do. And sometimes you really, really need to hear about it because maybe the mistake was egregious or maybe it's a pattern that's beginning to form. And the person who's dishing out the criticism wants to make sure you really are internalizing the message and not just saying, oh, yeah, I screwed up, move on, and then you don't take it particularly seriously and maybe you really don't change anything that you're doing. So they want to make sure they drive home the message that this is something you need to change. And that can be very hard. And I shouldn't even say can be very hard. It is very hard to take that. Okay. I struggle with it too. But it is important because oftentimes, even self-aware people have blind spots. Okay. There are things we're not aware of, or maybe we're only very minimally aware of the issues that our behaviors and actions cause. And having people inform us of the reality of the situation may be the only way we're ever going to figure it out. So, in a sense, it's actually really, really important to listen to your critics because they're telling you truths that sometimes your friends and family members don't want to tell you. They love you. They don't want to hurt your feelings. And sometimes that can lead to really bad things. Like they love you so much and don't want to hurt your feelings so much that they'd rather let you continue to fail or make a fool of yourself than tell you the painful truth, which is that you got something you need to work on. And maybe it is a really big deal, and they know you're not going to like to hear that, and they don't want to be the person to have to deliver that message, knowing that it's probably not going to land very well. And, you know, to use the case in point, so this weekend was a tough weekend at soccer, right? We had an undefeated team going into the tournament and didn't win a single game, not one, and weren't particularly I mean, some of the games could have gone either way. You know, we could have gotten a couple of breaks that would have changed the dynamic of the game, but we lost all three. And at the end of the game, we weren't in a super good mood to receive critiques about our performance. And, you know, sometimes timing matters. Like maybe that wasn't the moment for the criticism, but you don't get to pick and choose, okay? In life, your boss is not going to ask you, "Hey, are you in a good mood to receive some criticism today?" No, they're going to see something happen and they're going to address it on their time, not yours. You don't always get to pick when the criticism's going to come. So it is important to kind of build a skill set for handling it so that you don't just blow up, fly off the handle, and make things even worse. So I think part of that was, you know, bad timing. Part of it was also, you know, oftentimes people aren't super charitable when they're dishing out criticism because, like I say, it's a very uncomfortable topic. So most of the time people try to avoid it. So when is the criticism going to come out? Generally in a situation where somebody's frustrated, irritated, angry enough that they don't really care how it lands. Or maybe they care less how it lands because it's just they've gotten over that threshold now, and now you just need to hear it. So they're going to be less diplomatic when delivering it. And this is probably something that, as I'm saying it, you can think of exact examples when this has been the case, right? Examples with mom and I, examples with teachers, examples with coaches, where it's not delivered with kid gloves, right? They tell you in no uncertain terms what they're frustrated about, why it's a problem, and why you need to do better. That can be a tough way to receive that kind of a message, right? Because you probably are already feeling a little bit down, and now you're getting kicked. So it's tough timing to accept that. But the reality is we don't get to pick the timing for life lessons, okay? It'd be nice if you did, but you don't. So don't prepare for a world that doesn't exist. Prepare for the world that does exist. And in the world that does exist, when people are giving you criticism, they are not going to always deliver it as kindly as possible, and they're not going to deliver it only when you're in the frame of mind to receive it. They're going to deliver it when the moment calls for it. And you don't have to. I mean, you can choose to not get better at handling it, but the reality is that will limit your growth as a person. Okay? So even if criticism is delivered in the most harsh manner possible and at the worst possible time, if you care about becoming the best version of yourself, I would strongly urge you to take that criticism seriously. Now, it doesn't mean you have to take it to heart. It doesn't mean you're a terrible person if someone's criticizing you. Look, I would encourage you to view this in the most positive light possible. Pretend, even if it's not the case, but pretend for the sake of the criticism that the person delivering it to you loves you so much and cares so much about you that they just want you to become the best version of you possible. That's why they're giving you the criticism. Okay? Take the most optimistic interpretation of it you possibly can, and then take that message and take it apart. Really ask yourself and do the dirty work of saying, does this person have a point? Are they right? Okay? Maybe they delivered it in the worst possible manner at the worst time possible. Maybe they screamed and yelled at you. Okay. that does sting. That's harder to accept, but take a big, deep breath and be like, this person's telling me this because they want to see me succeed. Okay, are they right? Is their criticism fair? Did I have something I could have done better and maybe should have done better? And if the answer is yes, then no matter how that criticism was delivered or when it was delivered, I would really, really encourage you to work on it. Okay? So, take the example from this weekend. We lose all 3 games. We're frustrated. Playing time, you know, Sam, you didn't get as much playing time as you wanted in the position you wanted. Okay? I understand that being frustrating, especially when you care about something as much as you do. But in that moment, when people are giving you things to work on, you need to really ask yourself and look deep. Do they have a point? Okay? If I listened to this and acted upon it, not just listened to it, but I actually make some changes, will it help me? Would I do better? And if the answer is yes, then it doesn't matter how you received that criticism, okay? It doesn't matter if it was somebody shouting at you, telling you you were wrong, telling you were wrong in front of other people, which is embarrassing, and it is hard to be criticized that way. But if they are right, that's what matters, okay? Now, yes, you can hope that people would find a more diplomatic way of doing it. You can hope that they would deliver the message differently. If they were truly yelling and screaming at you, yeah, you could hope they'd handle that differently. However, at the end of the day, if you want to be the best version of you possible, the thing that matters the most is that criticism fair? And would working on it make you better? And if the answer is yes, then I would encourage you to focus 99% of your attention on that and 1% of your attention on how it was delivered, but focus on getting better because that's ultimately what's going to help you as a person, right? It's going to make you better, faster, stronger, more successful at the thing you want to do, whether that's soccer or whether it's something else. It doesn't matter. I've been criticized by just about every person in my life at some point or another, friends, wife, parents, siblings. It's going to happen, okay? And most of the time, if you listen to the criticism and evaluate it, is this fair? Is it accurate? Would working on this make me better? You're going to get better as a person, okay? I've gotten better at a lot of things I was not great at when I was younger, okay? I've gotten much more goal oriented. I've gotten better at procrastinating on tasks I didn't want to do. I've gotten more organized over the years because I've been given criticism that I was too scatterbrained and I wasn't organized enough and I didn't have any drive and motivation. Would you guys say that I don't have any drive and motivation now? I doubt it. If anything, I get criticized for being motivated to do too many things. So you can make these changes. It's hard, it takes time, and it takes dedication, but you can do it. And at the end of the day, a lot of the things I'm really proud of now are the changes I've made, okay? When I was in high school, when I was in middle school, actually more middle school than high school, when I was in middle school, I wasn't motivated to try hard at anything. I didn't try particularly hard at sports. I definitely didn't try my hardest in school. Didn't try my hardest with music. I didn't try my hardest at anything. Okay, all I cared about was having fun and doing whatever I felt like doing at that moment, which is I think pretty natural for kids, right? Especially when the younger you are, the less you care about the other stuff. And it wasn't really until high school that I found any kind of motivation at all. And the motivation I did find was on the tail end of failing spectacularly at things. And the one of the changes I've made in my life that I'm the most proud of is I kind of stopped letting life just happen to me, and I started trying to in like use my willpower to get things that I wanted, right? Figure out things that mattered to me and then go after them. And that's a big change from who I used to be. So it is possible to make these changes, and I'm proud of it now. Like the work that I put in is what makes me proud of those accomplishments, right? Is to know where I came from and where I am today. And I'm happier with this version of me than I was with that version of me, okay? It's not always easy, but the easy things in life are not the things you're going to look back on and appreciate. The things in life you're going to look back on and appreciate are going to be the things that you worked your butt off for, okay? And then you got to the mountaintop, right? The journey was hard, but you got there. And you get to enjoy that victory. That's stuff that's worth doing. But sometimes you won't get there if you don't ever listen to criticism, right? If you just dismiss criticism as, oh, that person's being mean to me. Oh, that person's a jerk. Man, even if they are a jerk and they're telling you something that you need to hear, that can make you better as a person, okay? So it is important to listen to your critics sometimes. Now, it doesn't mean you have to spend your entire life flogging yourself over every little weakness you have. Look, we're people, we're not perfect. None of us will ever be. Okay? Einstein wasn't perfect. No one is. You don't need to get down on yourself about it. But what you can do is, again, take an optimistic view of this. Say, hey, look, this is an opportunity for me to get better. This is an opportunity for me to get stronger. This is an opportunity for me to develop a skill set. If you look at it through that lens, I think it's never going to be easy to take criticism, but it can help, and it can frame things differently in your mind. And look, criticism's unavoidable, okay? You're going to get criticized in life. You're going to make mistakes, and people are going to let you know about it, okay? But if you're able to be successful at framing that differently in your mind, it can take some of the sting out of the criticism, and it can give you the best possible chance of using that to make you the best version of yourself that you can be. So, enough on that topic. I hope it helps. I love you very much. Talk to you on the next one.